It is with great excitement that we soon anticipate the approval of our Beyond 50 capital projects from the Novato City Council. To prepare us for the next phase, the parish will affirm the designs of the elevator, small hall, the narthex gateway, and the enlarged dome at the Spring Parish Assembly on Sunday, February 23rd. Over the last several years, these designs have evolved with much parishioner feedback. With the desire to have better accessibility, we've researched and considered a ramp and an elevator. There are some who would prefer the ramp, however, an elevator has generally garnered more support as it would accommodate a broader demographic of people with disabilities. At the Parish Assembly, we are affirming the elevator as the parish's preferred method of accessibility for our grounds, as more research is needed to determine the specific type of elevator best suited for the space. In 2019, this was the original design for a new small hall. A simplified open-air pavilion was then presented. However, numerous parishioners voiced their preference in having an enclosed space. This is the current design of the small hall, which offers an open concept, enclosed by windows and glass doors. With this small hall design, CJK Studios will work to complete the construction documents necessary for this project. The original narthex design encompassed a larger footprint with gold domes, new gold crosses, and the existing cupola. After much parishioner feedback, the narthex addition was reduced to 1,800 square feet with shingled domes and black crosses to match our current structure. Additional parishioner feedback also inspired an enlarged dome to be inserted into the plans, as it would indeed complete the traditional Byzantine architecture of our church. This was submitted to the City of Novato to understand if a large dome and all the other components were even a possibility. The Design Review Commission and Planning Commission responded with overwhelming support and approval for this entire architectural design. Beginning with the front of the church, the newly formed drop-off location adds another element of accessibility to those attending worship services. The interior layout of the narthex will address the functional needs we are currently lacking: a bookstore or visitor center, a cry bridegroom, needed storage, and of course, 2 public restrooms. To complete the interior component of the new entrance, the center section of the loft would be raised to allow for the desired 10-foot high doors. The last element is enlarging the center dome, which doesn't simply offer an exterior aesthetic, but also a beautiful representation of Christ looking down from the heavens through the icon of the Pantocrator. The current architecture of our interior space offers the opportunity of enlarging the dome through laying additional beams to span across the existing large columns. The proposed enlarged dome, which only would be possible through a fully funded narthex, would certainly open the heavenly environment of our church with additional rays of the sun and an appropriate icon of Christ, signifying that He is the light and life of the world. We are also in the process of finalizing a landscape plan with neighborhood London planes and olive trees, as well as a lighting plan to adhere to the dark sky ordinance of the City of Novato. The community offers its sincere appreciation to Chris and Pat Camagis and CJK Studios for donating the time and resources to complete all the architectural renderings and the documents needed for this entire process with the City of Novato. We also thank them for continuing to donate the architectural components of the soon-to-be-completed construction documents. It is important to remember that at this parish assembly, we are only approving designs and are not financially committing the parish to any project. We anticipate the City of Novato's full approval of these projects, but the parish will approve our financials and the beginning of construction at an additional parish assembly after bidding and fundraising. Affirming the designs of these remaining Beyond 50 capital projects will enable CJK Studios to begin the necessary construction documents that will be used for obtaining building permits from the City of Novato. which will also be used for a competitive bidding process as well as a parish-wide fundraising effort. With this in mind, the Parish Council has composed a proposed motion for the Parish Assembly which reads, I move that the design drawings as presented for the remaining large capital projects of the Beyond 50 plan be affirmed so that construction documents can be produced. This in turn will allow us to submit for building permits, conduct a formal bidding process, and initiate a parish-wide fundraising effort. In closing, we thank all of our Nativity of Christ parishioners for their prayers and support as we pursue these possibilities for our community. We encourage your involvement as we connect, engage, and grow through a unified vision of not what Nativity is, but what Nativity can strive to become.